Hello you guys, I hope that you're having a lovely day wherever you may be in this crazy, crazy world. Now, as you can see, this is a short little magazine flip through. I did want to go ahead and talk about Britney and her divorce because I have seen that she is out and about living her life, enjoying herself in Mexico, dancing, drinking, being a free woman. Now, what interests me is that we really haven't seen Britney like this before. She was in a conservatorship for like 13 years. She got out of it. She was in this relationship with Sam. And now it's come out since they're getting divorced that he may have been on the payroll and very involved with Britney's father in keeping her controlled. He didn't really allow her to go out. He didn't let her do her own thing. We have seen a lot more freedom with Britney and her living her life out loud. So we're very happy about that. We also see on the cover, Princess Perfect, Kate's top 10 royal rules revealed. So I was kind of interested in that because we were talking about the new age royals yesterday and how the prim and proper, super unemotional, straight-laced vibe that this couple gives off may not be what's going to work going forward in the future as society moves on and the younger generations come more into power. It's just, a natural way of things happening, and we have seen a lot of things change just in 2013, 2020. It's been crazy. So we're going to be looking at these things and we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and open her up. So the first thing we see is Miss Kate on page 26. Princess Kate follows these 10 rules to ensure she never makes a misstep. Now here's the thing, nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. And to try to make yourself as perfect or give the image of perfection, I feel like really paints yourself into a corner and adds a lot of pressure and stress onto a person. And I hope that the royal family, the firm, establishment, doesn't expect these people to be perfect. Because Kate, she does give off this perfect image. Never a hair out of place, never a misstep, no wardrobe malfunctions, makeup literally perfection to a T, no weird smudges or bleeding of any colors, like she's always in the best tailored outfits. Very much perfection. That does not come natural because nobody is perfect. A lot of work has to go into this to make perfection. So while she has this image of being perfect, nobody is perfect, but I really do want to see what her tips and tricks are to appear perfect, because she does do a very, very good job at it. So that's page 26. Also, Ashley Olsen is a new mom. Find out she kept her pregnancy a secret all of these months. Love the Olsen twins. Honestly, the Olsen twins are like my style, like dream. I wish I could dress like the Olsen twins. It's a very specific aesthetic. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. For the ones who get it, see me. So I want to go look at Anna Wintour. If Anna were to pop out with a new hairstyle, I think that would do some damage on the internet. Tim Gunn, I really need to catch up on the All Stars episode. I think it's season 20, and they have the All Stars, and I was watching it. The show comes on Fridays, but I need to catch up. Billy Porter, I think Anna Wintour and Billy Porter have beef because Anna put Harry Styles as the first male on the cover of Vogue instead of Billy Porter. But Billy Porter has also been named of telling his co-stars who are transsexual that they needed to wait their turn to get the praise and recognition that he was getting. Very much paraphrasing, but Billy Porter has a lot going on. Because of his groundbreaking gender fluid fashion choices, Anna once asked the actor 53 for his advice. That bitch said to me, now first of all, he called Anna Wintour a bitch, so he's obviously not getting invited to any more Met Galas. That's a wrap. Cut, cut, cut. So he said 6 months later, Harry Styles is the first man on the cover. It's not his fault he's white and straight. I call out the gatekeepers. So Gwyneth Paltrow also has beef with Anna Wintour because she called the Met Gala unfun. Tim Gunn, I don't look at her in the eye because I will be turned into stone. Oh gosh, she does kind of give off that vibe, and the fact that she always wears glasses is kind of like, when you see her without them, there's just like, what the heck? Giorgio Armani, I didn't know she had beef with Giorgio. The designer 89 was insulted when Anna skipped his Milan Fashion Week show in 2014. She is influential and powerful, but perhaps I'm influential as well. That seems like some petty beef between them two. What about Amy Schumer? She did an impression of her, and then Adrian Leon Talley. After he was fired, the late Vogue editor-at-large calls his longtime friend not capable of simple human kindness. Now, I did hear a lot about that when he passed on. The people who came and showed out and assisted and helped him when he was in a rough spot versus the people who did not. It's all very interesting. You got Harry at a polo match, back in the saddle. Back in the saddle. He is very athletic, and I hope that the games that they're doing this upcoming week goes well, as it seemed like last year's did. They're trying to say that Meghan is being taken out of it. She's fired from it. I've seen some videos done on that. And then we have the Queen's anniversary of her death. So that's a whole situation. Her passing is tomorrow, the 8th, and we'll see if what the blackout situation is going to be like on social media, if the people on either sides were able to get themselves together to do this blackout situation. But I doubt it. Oh, we have the Jonas Brothers. The Jonas Brothers, and we actually have some updating news on them. Joe Jonas, this is him right here, and Sophie Turner. So hold on, let me get that for you. Okay, so Pop Crave is saying via TMZ, because at this point I truly do believe that Joe Jonas and his PR team are heavily involved with getting this information out via TMZ, but hopefully Sophie Turner is going to be fighting back, because this bit of information is just like, So it says, problems arose between Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas after she was struggling following the birth of their second child. Joe was less than supportive, a source tells TMZ. I hope it's a source from Sophie's camp. Joe reportedly complained that Sophie wasn't attending enough events and felt she needed to get out more. So this is in direct conflict from what the other source was saying, that she was going out and partying too much and Joe Jonas was just at home with the children. This is telling us that she, after the birth of her second child, was struggling and didn't want to go places. She didn't want to go places. It's hard after you have a child. And not to mention like postpartum, depression, all types of things, you know. And now you have 2 kids, not just one. So she probably didn't feel like going out to fancy events and getting dressed and this and the other. So then you're not supportive and you're getting upset that she's not doing those things. She's taking care of your children. And this is why I say he was trying to get ahead of a narrative, I feel like. With this coming out, it's seeming like it could be that he didn't like that she wasn't showing up at his events, maybe, and wasn't there to be on his arm and do this and the other, because quite honestly, for a while, Sophie Turner was the one that people cared about because she was on Game of Thrones, which was massive. What was Joe Jonas and the Jonas Brothers doing for a while until like this past year when they've had this resurgence and have been doing a tour? What were they doing before that? Exactly. So I'm not really understanding why Joe was trying to make it seem like she was the one out partying and doing this, that, and the other and doing too much when she had 2 young children. I just don't see that being accurate, and I do not see Joe Jonas just sitting at home with the kids as Sophie goes out to play. This narrative seems a lot more honest and more believable, more realistic. Let's just say that. Okay, so about Miss Kate Middleton, Princess of Wales. Let's get into it. What will make us perfect? I really want to know. So it says, Princess Kate's top 10 royal rules, how the Princess of Wales masters the bizarre quirks of palace protocol. So let's go to 10. I guess it starts 10 and then goes up. So mix up the manicures. Okay, so it seems like she has plain nails here, and then she has maybe a rebellious red, as they like to call it here. But we're not going to see Kate or the royals impress on nails or long acrylics. That's never going to happen. I'm sure this is probably deemed not ladylike in some circles. I know from my Nana, she hates when my nails are this long. She hates it. She hates it. She always will make comment, and she hates the super, super long lashes. They just like natural. I get it. But sometimes it's fun, to have a long nail. Why not? So she's mixing up her manicures. The late Queen Elizabeth II disapproved of brightly colored nail polish. Oh, did she? So most women in the family, with the notable exception of Princess Diana, have always stuck to pale pinks or neutrals. Essie's ballet slippers is the unofficial preferred shade. Oh, let me find out. I'm going to wear the unofficial royal pink nail polish. Essie is kind of expensive too. It's like $8 a bottle, if not more. It's probably like $10 at this point, especially if you get it at CVS. It's probably $10.99, if not $11.99. So, Essie Ballet Pink, if you want to have your fingernails look like a royal. So, but Kate 41 has made headlines this past Easter when she stepped out with a bold crimson nail for the first time. Presumably King Charles does not micromanage her manis. I would hope not. Hold purse with both hands. Now that is something that I have seen where typically even here she's pictured with holding the purse with both hands. And I have seen this stance a lot. And I'm sure it's very ladylike. But it says, no, she's not worried about pickpockets, royal experts claim. The Princess of Wales always clutches her bag in front of her with both hands to deter unwanted handshakes. That's so smart. That's so smart. Because if you have something in your hands already, a person is less likely to reach out their hand to shake yours. And you don't want to be shaking just anybody's hands. And she's a royal, so she can't just be shaking anybody's hands. I'm sure there's some type of rule against that. I don't think they can even take selfies. I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, next we have 8. Always pack black. Now this is something I kind of agree on because I have so much black clothing. Black is one of my favorite colors. It's classic, it's chic, it's always gonna look good. You look thin in it. Black is just everything. It's everything. You can't go wrong. Unless of course you're going to a wedding and don't wear black. I was told that one time when I was about to wear a black dress to a wedding, unless it's like a white black tie event, then you can do like black if you're going to like an evening event, something like that. But typically don't wear black to someone's wedding. But definitely love black in everything. A black shoe. I have so many black shoes. I have so many black purses. It just matches. So when they travel, every member of the royal family has to have an all-black outfit in their luggage in case of a sudden death while they're abroad. Elizabeth learned this the hard way. She was on an official tour in Kenya when her father passed away. That's right. I remember seeing that on The Crown. I believe, if my memory is serving me correctly, she had to like change into like a black outfit when she touched down before, getting off the plane and everything. If I'm making that up in my mind, I truly do apologize, but I'm pretty sure I saw that in The Crown. Work is unpaid. I mean, I guess they're not getting a paycheck, but they definitely are being supported in other ways. But it says work is unpaid. Despite being a skilled photographer, and she wrote the foreword to Hold Still, A Portrait of Our Nation in 2020. As a royal, Kate is not allowed to make money from the job. I don't understand. Okay. Gifts are strictly regulated. Anything presented to Kate, whether it is flowers from a fan or treat gift from a foreign dignitary, is carefully catalogued. Most bouquets, along with other items given by the public, are donated to churches, hospitals, and charities. That's good, because they're not going to have a whole bunch of flowers sitting around, toys and teddy bears and stuff. We know they don't care. Let's give it to somebody who does need it. Official gifts belong to the crown, though she can choose to keep any presents from personal friends that are worth less than about $200. So if a friend, like a personal friend, gives her a gift and it's more than $200, it has to be cataloged in the royal family. Wow. But she can keep anything less than $200. Wow. As for Christmas, the royals famously only give gag gifts, and that makes sense because Christmas time, what do you give somebody who has everything already? Like, they have everything they could ever want, everything they could ever dream of. What could you ever ask for at Christmas time? It's probably more of just a gathering and people fellowshipping, the family getting together and just enjoying each other because one's here and one's there. So it's more so just like a family gathering, I'm sure. So it's good to know that they give each other gag gifts and not like jewels and this, that, and another. That would be too much. Also, they cannot do autographs. That's probably very smart because people would try to forge it and or try to sell it. She said, I can't write my name, but I can draw, Kate told a child who asked for her autograph. Oh, wow. At the Chelsea Flower Show in May. That's reportedly due to forgery risk. Exactly. Through Catherine's signature may be printed on official holiday cards. Okay. Stay out of politics. Oh, wow. Not only can she not vote, I didn't know that, but Kate is not allowed to express her political beliefs in public because the monarchy is supposed to stay neutral. I did not know that. She, of course, can still be cordial with political figures like Joe Biden. Meghan Markle was slammed for her breaking this rule through declaring she is a pro-choice feminist and supports paid parental leave. So Kate can't even say that she is pro-choice if she wanted to. She can't say that she's not pro-choice. That's an interesting way to live. That's an interesting way to live, that you can't say your personal beliefs because the firm and establishment you're in has to remain neutral. Interesting. Curtsying. While royal highnesses, like Kate, technically aren't required to curtsy to other royal highnesses, including the blood princesses like Beatrice and Eugene, everyone is still expected to bend the knee in respect to King Charles and Queen Camilla. So this is Kate here, bending the knee. And I remember her and Megan, actually, they do their curtsies so well and smooth. I feel like that would have to take so much practicing to be able to do it in heels and remain balanced. Could you imagine trying to curtsy and then like toppling over? Oh my god. And then the first one, what the fuck? How is this the first one to remain? See, F can touch, because now you're trying to give people freaking issues and triggering people, because why is the first thing to being perfect and a top rule of a royal to limit carbs? This is another holdout from the late queen, who only ate potatoes, rice, and pasta on special occasions. So she only eats potatoes and pasta on special occasions. The pasta and the rice, you know, I could do without, but a potato, like a french fry, they probably don't even eat french fries over there, but a potato, all the forms of potato that there are, oh my god. She was very disciplined like that. Her former chef, Darren McGrady, once stitched, adding that typical meals featured just grilled meat with vegetables. Naturally, anyone who dined with her had to stick to the same menu. Oh my god, that sounds really boring and like paleo keto, but she is so thin and she looks good and it works for her, but my goodness, just grilled meat and vegetables. And if you're eating with her, you're eating the same shit. But who is going to be eating with Kate? Although all bets are off at home, where Kate is known to whip up spaghetti carbonara for the kids, so at least the kids can have their spaghettis and rice. So, if you guys ever wanted to know, you just need to curtsy correctly. Do not eat carbs. Stay out of politics. Don't voice your opinion. Don't take any gifts from your friends. Always wear black and wear pink nail polish. I think I missed one. Royal blood goes first. A video of Kate recently made the rounds on TikTok because it highlights her effortless etiquette. During an April 2022 outing with Princess Anne, since Prince William was not present, the Princess Royal outranked her. So Kate gracefully and subtly made sure Charles' sister took the lead throughout the engagement. Wow. So you have to make sure when you're interacting that you're not in front of anybody that's more senior to you in the family. That's so much stress. That's so much anxiety. But these are things that, you know, if you're going to be in a royal family and you're going to join this lifestyle, you're going to have to do. And I can say that Kate does this job very, very well. Although they say it's not a job and everything's unpaid, this is a job. Doing this is a job. And she does it very well. Very, very well. I really can't say anything bad about Kate. I have no beef with Kate. I think that she is a woman who holds herself very well. I see the strength in her. I see the quiet strength in her, which is also can even be more powerful than like the outward, you know, energy. When you have that quiet strength, you never know what's going to happen or what's going to pop off. But it'd be interesting to see how her personality is different in her personal life versus the face she shows to the world. But I don't think we'll ever know that, huh? Okay, before we get into the foolishness, let's just look at Britney Spears enjoying her best life out in Mexico, doing her thing. Now, in these videos, I can't really see exactly who she's with, friend-wise. I do see this guy over here. I don't know if maybe he's a bodyguard, could be a friend. She's dancing, getting it in her shades. She's like looking around. She's enjoying herself. It looks like she's with this person here and this person. Look. She has on her white boots that she loves and a bodycon dress and a ponytail and some glasses, and Britney is ready to go out for the world, and she is living it up. I'm just really trying to understand who it is she's with. Here's another one. But she's enjoying herself. Look, getting down, dancing, enjoying herself. And I think it's the season of people just needing to enjoy their life, especially with like Meghan Markle and stuff. People who have been talked about and trashed are going out and being able to just enjoy themselves. And I love it. I love it for her. She is enjoying her life, her single life in Mexico. I remember Britney going to Hawaii and going on all these trips. She's gone to Mexico before, but I ain't never seen her going out like this. Now people are going to have an issue with it, of course, and say, oh, Britney's doing the most. No. This is a grown-ass woman who has been controlled for years, taken advantage of, used, and if she wants to go out in Mexico and wear her white cowboy boots and a bodycon dress and sunglasses and boogie on down, she can do that. And she should do that. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Britney and Sam, it is over. Doomed union. It wasn't a perfect union, not by a long shot, a source says. Britney and Sam, who have struggled since their wedding last year, there had a lot of mistrust. So they were only married a year. Dang. Probably not even. Just shy of a year. It's crazy. I have this glue stuck on my nail from gluing these on. I'm trying to get it off. It's bothering me. But it says after 14 months of marriage, so a little over a year, 2 months over a year, after 14 months of marriage and shocking cheating charges, which we know, coming from Sam, we don't know if this is accurate. But shocking cheating charges, Sam Asghari files for divorce from Britney Spears. The signs were all there. In March, Britney Spears jetted off on a tropical vacation with her longtime friend and manager, Kate Hudson, leaving her husband, Sam Asghari, and her wedding ring at home. So that's probably who she's in Mexico with now. Sam was also spotted without his ring, but his rep insisted it was only because he was filming. Filming what? Filming what? Because I saw an article that he's having trouble getting work. So filming what, Sam Asghari? I would like to know. On June 9th, the actor dutifully congratulated his better half on their anniversary. But Britney was on a social media hiatus and made no mention of the milestone when she returned. I know that's right. Let me stop. I just have a bad feeling about this guy. Like, even when it first came out that they were married, I always felt hesitant about it, but I felt like, if it's making her happy, if it's what she wants, then who are we to say anything, because that's all we really want, given everything that she's been through, is for her to live her life the way she wants. So, but I always felt some shady shit about this dude. So, then, July 22nd, she abruptly deactivated her Instagram again. It was at least the 9th time she had quit social media in the past year. I was about to say, she did that a lot. She usually does it when she's going through a rough patch. This time, it was a big one. On August 16th, Sam filed for divorce, listing their date of separation as July 23rd. They had a massive blowout fight the night before, says the source, but it certainly wasn't the first argument. Their relationship had been crumbling since they first said, I do. So literally, they had been having issues from the onset of their marriage. She pushed Sam to the brink with her erratic behavior, which was off the charts. Of course, they have to say that. She was also consistently accusing him of lying and cheating and spying on her and other horrible things, likely because he was. And sources have come out allegedly saying that he absolutely was. And Britney is saying she would question him about these things because she felt that's what he was doing, using her. So, but they want to call that erratic behavior. But in the end, it was his accusations to destroy him. Sam really didn't like her hanging out with other men. What other men was Britney hanging out with? Please, tell me. Like, stop it. Like, name somebody else she was hanging out with in that way. And he did not like the videos of Britney dancing in teeny bikinis with Cade, whom she described as her friend, till the world ends. This especially irked him. Sam thought she and Cade, who really is just a pile, hooked up and confronted her about it. Oh, so he thinks that Britney and Cade are a duo. I hope they are a duo. Shoot. She denied it, but he didn't believe her, and she ended up in tears. So this is where the cheating allegations from his end is coming in. This guy, Cade Hudson. And she ended up in tears. That night, she told him it was over and kicked him out. Now Britney has reportedly hired high-power Hollywood divorce attorney Laura Wasser. The divorce, warns the source, is definitely going to get nasty. It says the marriage has been shaky from the start. The day of her wedding, Britney, 41, confessed to having a panic attack. 2 weeks later, she admitted it was not the smartest to make such a big change in her life at the same time. I guess because she was like moving out of that house and then getting married. That is a lot. And she had a panic attack on her wedding day. And admitted only 2 weeks after that she may have made a mistake and it wasn't the smartest thing. Dang. She was in shock in November. She expressed irritation with Sam, 29, in an awkward exchange on his live stream. Then on December 9th, he raised eyebrows by posting a video of himself singing happy birthday to her, but she didn't appear in the frame, leading fans to speculate whether she was even there at all. I remember that. It was such a weird video. I remember that shit. I think I even talked about it on here, because it was so weird. It was clear something was going on with her, says the source. The bizarre behavior sparked wild fan theories that despite the end of her controversial 13-year conservatorship in 2021, Britney was still being controlled by Sam and others exactly as she was, because look at her now in Mexico doing her thing. But behind closed doors, he was the one trapped in her house. Boy, bye. Says the source. Britney would switch from hot to cold in an instant. She'd scream at him that he was a con man, because he is, allegedly, and that he was secretly reporting to her family, because he probably was, allegedly, that he fooled her into believing that he loved her, because he probably did, and there are sources that say that this was just all a plan, and he was just using her for fame. Money was a major issue. Just before they tied the knot, Sam gave an interview with GQ in which he insisted he wouldn't be a house husband and revealed he'd like to put Britney on a budget. What have you done? What have you done since you've been married and been in this relationship that makes you anything but a house husband and a kept man? What have you done? Ugh. The whole interview rubbed her the wrong way, says the source, adding that after 13 years of having no control over her $70 million fortune, Britney wasn't about to go back to asking permission for spending her hard-earned money. Yes, how are you going to put somebody else on a budget with whom the money you did not earn in any way, shape, or form? The nerve and audacity. The audacity. Oh my God. You won't put somebody on a budget. Put your own goddamn self on a budget. Get a bag. Find something to do. Get a job. And then put yourself on a budget. How you gonna put somebody else on a budget? I know when you're married, you know, what's yours is mine, mine is yours, but no. When we talking about $7 million and a woman who was like an icon and worked her ass off for fucking years, I just think it's a little bit different. Ew. So it should rub her the wrong way. So then, another part that was causing them some contention was starting a family. Britney, who suffered a devastating miscarriage a month before the wedding and spent the rest of the year in anguish over her estrangement from her sons, which is a whole other thing with Kevin Federline being an ass. It was just a lot. She desperately wanted another baby, says the source, but another insider adds Sam was in no rush to have children, despite everything he previously led her to believe. And I'm not, obviously, miscarriage is devastating, but I'm kind of glad that, you know what I mean? Not glad that, I'm just happy not with him. Toxic tone. Their arguments were often explosive. Britney got physical with Sam. That's what they were saying. But I don't know if I believe it. And while Sam called the film, according to the documentary TMZ Investigates Britney Spears' The Price of Freedom, and while Sam called the film disgusting, he didn't deny the claims, says the source. I definitely say he endured some abuse, please. He tried to fix things in February. Sam and other members of the inner circle reportedly planned an intervention. Oh my God. But Britney freaked out. It was a massive betrayal that confirmed all her worst fears. I definitely believe he was in cahoots with the family. He was in cahoots. Sam tried to smooth things over with a carefully worded statement, an intervention to not occur. He said without denying that one had been discussed. Ugh. Since then, they've led mostly separate lives, so I guess that intervention, she was like, oh no, you trying to fuck me over and put me back in the same situation I was just getting out of. And it all clicked for her that he's a part of this shit, for real. Allegedly, I'm speculating. So they started living separate lives. Some days they'd be on speaking terms, but other days they didn't talk at all. It was very awkward. Now it's only going to get worse. There is a prenup, which of course favors Britney, but Sam will fight it, which I really don't understand. How would he have any claim to anything? How has he helped her make any type of money? That he would have any claim to what is in her bank account. It would be different if they were, collaborating on some shit, and, they did a video and he did the choreography or some shit, or directed it. Okay, you can get a cut of that. But what the fuck have you done? Ugh. A rep for Sam tells In Touch. So Sam's reps are talking to the media, just to let you know. But a rep for Sam tells In Touch, claims that he is challenging the prenups are false. Good. The aspiring actor could easily threaten to spill secrets ahead of her upcoming memoir that's blackmail. The Woman in Me, due in October. Okay, so are we still getting a Britney tell-all book? If Sam is pushed into a corner, says the source, he will fight back. He's holding on to some bombshells. That sounds threatening, and that sounds like blackmail. So that is the tea on Britney and Sam. And I just think, I didn't know that she had a panic attack on her wedding. And even just 2 weeks after getting married, she was feeling a type of way. And I didn't know about this Cade Hudson, but now I'm about to go look him up. Because Sam seems to think that there was something going on with Britney and Cade. And maybe there was. Maybe it wasn't. We will never know what goes on in the life of Britney, but I think she definitely realized that this was something that she needed to get out of. This has just been a year, you guys. A year. It's a year of exposure, of people's true selves coming out. And I think that a lot, especially with Lizzo, which I was just talking about yesterday, how that's gone radio silent. And honestly, in this situation, it'll probably happen the same thing. It's gonna run hot for a little bit. We're gonna get some interviews, and then it's just gonna go silent because somebody has paid somebody off and somebody has accepted. So the new terror of the day is Jimmy Fallon. That's right. The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon. This Jimmy Fallon? Yes, Jimmy Fallon. 16 current and who has been on this show for years. Years. I know his bag is so fucking deep. Oh my god, years. 16. And I wonder what happens in a situation in these workplace environments that like makes it the last straw that like ticks people off, where they're just like, today is the day, because obviously shit has been happening in the background for a long fucking time and people have just been enduring it, and then one person decides, I'm fucking tired of this shit, and you know, or a couple people, and they get people together and they expose all the shit. But it has to be a situation where somebody is like, I fucking had it. I have fucking had it. So let me try to get this out finally. 16 current and former employees from Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show tell the Rolling Stone the show is a toxic workplace, which stems from Fallon's own erratic behavior. Some allege they have been belittled and intimidated by Fallon himself and recall being afraid of his outburst. Now, it's so crazy because people can put on these personas and they're like nothing of the fucking sort. They can be this happy-go-lucky comedy funny guy, you know, and then they're all acting erratic and shit behind the scenes, intimidating people and whatnot. But one thing I do feel like I've learned, or not learned, but I heard somewhere about comics, is that in their real life, they're like actually really like somber and serious and like very introspective and just like quiet. And it really is just a character and persona that they put on for the audience to do their stand-ups, to do their movies and what have you. So he's having outbursts and shit. The former employees of The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, revealed to the Rolling Stone that they would use guest dressing rooms as crying rooms to let out their emotions when they allegedly faced mistreatment on the show. What the fuck? It's always something. Right, he seems so nice though, exactly. Oh my god, is he the male version of Ellen? Exactly! Y'all remember Ellen? All that fucking shit came out? And didn't all that shit come out about James Corden? Wasn't there some shit about him? And now Jimmy fucking Fallon. He's exactly, someone said no, trying to be like Lizzo. Team meeting. Didn't expect it from him. Oh my god, yeah, we didn't expect it from Lizzo. We didn't expect it from Ellen. Like, we never expect anything. So where's the article? They shared the article, the Rolling Stone article. Chaos, comedy, and crying rooms inside Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show. 16 current and former, okay. It was a particularly tense day on the set of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. The host, known for his warm and congenial presence on screen, was acting especially dismissive and irritable during production meetings. A longtime employee tells Rolling Stone. See, they start getting big heads and shit and forget, you know, where they came from and think they can start treating people any old type of way. Look at me, I'm acting like I know what was going on. I don't know shit. I'm speculating, I'm reading. trying to really, we have to go with this, innocent until proven guilty. I never know what to believe nowadays, quite honestly. I just like to see shit just shake out and see what happens. But I do like to talk about it and, investigate and see what the fuck is going on. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Where was I? Okay, it says, then he stumbled through rehearsal in front of a studio audience. I guess he was off his game and there was a studio audience there to see it all. And they typically sit in on the rehearsals for the late night show. Employees who spoke to Rolling Stone about their experience working on the Tonight Show said it's common knowledge behind the scenes that there are good Jimmy days when Fallon's wit and charm and creativity are on full display, and then there's bad Jimmy days. And this was a bad Jimmy day, according to the employee. So this is all stemming from something. They say Fallon seems to be confused during the rehearsal that day in 2017. So that was about 5 years ago. I can't do math. Don't even make fun of me. How many ever years ago that was. I can't. Anyway, but this was a while back when this incident happened. When he crossed out jokes on the piece of paper he was holding, riffed with the audience for a bit, then quizzically looked back down at the same sheet of paper. He couldn't remember he had just crossed it out himself, the employee says. I was like, oh my God, he seems drunk. Oh Lord. So they trying to say he on something? They trying to say he on something, allegedly? He doesn't know what he's doing. This could be awful. This could be the end of the show right here. Well, it's still on, 2023. I need to charge my phone, damn. It says another staffer says they also witnessed the incident from a live studio feed inside their offices. Now, this does sound like, in this instant, a bad day, like where he was off his game. He just was flustered. And I want to say, like, we are humans. Obviously, there could be more in this joint, but we are humans and nobody's perfect. Some days we have off days. Sometimes we go off. Like, shit happens. Okay? And I can only imagine, like, I'm not trying to, like, champion for him or anything or be supportive of this, but I'm saying in this instant it really just sounds like they just said, it was a bad Jimmy day. And I'm sure it's gonna get more into it. Let's see. It can't just be, oh, he had a bad day and so we're writing a freaking Rolling Stone article. No, that can't be it. So what else? According to the 2 current and 14 former employees, the Tonight Show has been a toxic workplace for years, far outside the boundaries of what's considered normal. In the high-pressure world of late-night TV, they say the ugly environment behind the scenes starts at the top with Fallon's erratic behavior and has trickled down to its ever-changing leadership teams. 9 showrunners in the past 9 years, damn, so high turnover, who seemingly don't know how to say no to Jimmy. Former employees describe the Tonight Show as a tense and pretty glum atmosphere. See, you would never get that from sitting down and watching Jimmy's show and the laugh track, well, not the laugh track, but this live studio audience and the glitz and the glam and the celebrity coming out and everybody clapping and they do their little witty banter and somebody plays and does a performance, and you would never think that there's all types of foolishness going on behind the scenes. But we knew for a basic, daytime TV show, Ellen was literally just doing the absolute fucking most. In her joint, show got canceled. She kind of like went behind the scenes. Like, every celebrity went out in LA to the Beyonce concert. We didn't see Ellen, and Ellen, is close to all those people. Ellen, when is the last time we have seen Ellen? Ellen literally got the fuck once she was canceled. She was like, oh, y'all want to cancel me? Bye. But yeah, she was doing a lot. So it's pretty glum. Some were alleging that they were belittled and intimidated by their bosses, including Fallon himself. Employees describing being afraid of Fallon's outburst and unexpected inconsistent behavior. Many of these staffers voiced their concerns through HR complaints, but problems at the Tonight Show persisted. 7 former employees say their mental health was impacted by their alleged experiences working on the show. These staffers say it was commonplace to hear people joke about wanting to kill themselves, and that they would refer to guest dressing rooms as the crying rooms because they would go there to let out their emotions when they were upset about the alleged mistreatment. Oh, Lord. The former staffers who spoke to Rolling Stone requested anonymity out of fear of retaliation. So there's people that are still working for him. They worked in a large range of positions on the show, from production crew members to office staffers and in the show's writing room. Many of the former staffers say they left the show because of their mental health. Some say they were even fired. Lord. It's a bummer because it was my dream job. One former employee says, writing for a late night show is a lot of people's dream jobs. And they're coming into this and it becomes a nightmare very quickly. It's sad, and it's like that, especially knowing it doesn't have to be that way. Rolling Stone contacted more than 50 Tonight Show employees, past and present, during the reporting for this story. After reaching out to representatives Fallon and NBC, Rolling Stone reached out to an additional 30, so that's 80, current and former staffers. While many of them praised Fallon's immense talent and comedic gifts, not a single one agreed to speak on the record or had any positive things to say about working on The Tonight Show. Nor would any of the program's 9 showrunners since 2014 comment about the program's namesake on the record, probably because they have an NDA. They wouldn't even give statements of support, as it is common in the entertainment industry. Representatives for Fallon would not comment on the record for the story. After this report published, however, Fallon apologized to staffers in an all-hands Zoom call. It's embarrassing and I feel so bad, Fallon said, according to 2 people who were on the call. I'm sorry I embarrassed you and your family and friends. I feel so bad, I can't even tell you. In a statement, a spokesperson for NBC defended the program, but notably did not mention Fallon himself. We are incredibly proud of The Tonight Show and providing a respectful work environment as the top priority. Oh, Fallon is up there. He is a powerful, because honestly, like, these people said something, but not much. They said that he has bad Jimmy days and good Jimmy days. He's had erratic behavior. He is intimidating, but what was he doing that was intimidating? Like calling names? Like, I don't doubt any of this stuff happened, but there's no like details, you know. It's very vague, and people are very concerned about their jobs and wanting to be anonymous and not being on record. And they've reached out to, it looks like, over 80 freaking people who have worked on the late night show, all the showrunners. Nobody wants to comment, good or bad. There's definitely something going on there. There's definitely something going on there, because this story is supposed to be exposing, but it's like so fucking vague. So vague. And that like makes me think, that makes me wonder that like it could be some shit. So NBC didn't say anything about Jimmy, but they did make a statement. As in any workplace, we have had employees raise issues. Those have been investigated and action has been taken where appropriate. As is always the case, we encourage employees who feel they have experienced or observed behavior inconsistent with our policies to report their concerns so that we may address them accordingly. Which might mean losing your job, and that would be retaliation. So then it just goes into Jimmy and how he started off and his staggering viewership of like 11.3 million, how he's worked with President Obama. He improvises slow jams, R&B music, ad-libs, wheel of musical impressions with Ariana Grande, like saying what he's been doing. Basically, it's saying the producers felt this pressure, and that translated down to all their employees. People that work under them felt this pressure, that if you made one mistake, you were gone, and that could be easily replaced, and you could be easily replaced. One former employee says that's everything. Like in the corporate world, they don't give a fuck.
Then you are so easily replaceable. Like, that's why now I don't even care about taking time off. I don't even care about calling it, because it's just like, look, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about me, and I gotta take care of me. So it's interesting that in the entertainment industry, in like late night shows, just like corporate, replaceable. It doesn't matter if you're super fucking talented, replaceable. They feel like if you make one mistake, you're gonna get out the door, and everybody is human. It's called human fucking error. So that would be a lot of pressure and anxiety that you're looking around like, oh my God, if I do one thing wrong, I'm gonna lose my fucking job. Who can relax in a work environment like that? Nobody. So if it was made to be like that, by whatever means, that is toxic. You have all these NBC pages in the building who are ready and willing to take your job. Of course, every major television show has its share of pressure and chaos and turnover. But what happened at The Tonight Show was highly unusual in late night television, employees say. They haven't landed on a leader who can bring the staff together. They've created a chaotic atmosphere among the staffers, and the senior staffers have lost faith. Everybody walks around on eggshells around Jimmy and the showrunners. Mentally, this person speaking says that they were at the lowest mental state of their life working with him. It's just very vague. It's very vague. They go into 2020. I guess Jimmy Fallon did some blackface during a SNL skit. Like, they're trying to bring up all his shit. Two employees witnessed Fallon scold a crew member who was in charge of his cue cards in the middle of taping with comedian Jerry Seinfeld. They say it was an uncomfortable moment. Seinfeld told Fallon to apologize to the cue and card production members. Lord, when you have Jerry Seinfeld telling you to apologize. It was one of the strangest moments ever, and so many people were there. It's kind of hard to forget. Lord. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. They're just bringing up all his shit that he's ever done. This is the longest effing article I think I've ever... Oh my gosh. Insane. It's so long. But they're having some issues over on the Jimmy Fallon show. Do I think this is going to cancel Jimmy Fallon? No. Is he going to lose his job? No. Was this article super fucking vague? Yes. Was it super fucking long? Yes. What's going on? And why is it that all these entertainers, late night shows, daytime TV hosts are super like, you know? I understand having bad days though. Hell, I have bad days where I'm just like, I really don't want to be bothered, but you don't, like, it happens in life, but you really want to try not to take it out on other people just because you're having a fucking hard day. And if you're the face of a show, they keep talking about all these leadership teams and people not able to do, you should set the tone for what's happening. If you set the tone, it'll trickle down to everybody the fuck else. You set the culture. You set it. Because that's your name in your face on this show. Set the tone, your expectations of how shit's supposed to be. That's going to go down to everybody else and shit will be okay. But if you're not setting the tone, you're going to get Rolling Stone articles written about you. So... craziness. I'm ready for my makeup to come and I'm really kind of pissed about it. Like, I'm so irritated. Like, I want my makeup to come because I ordered stuff on Sephora. I have no makeup on right now, which is why I have all these dark circles. I'm trying to get, more quality makeup because I've been using drugstore for a long time and I'm 30 years old. I think I can splurge on some quality makeup for myself. So I did that. got the foundation, got eyeliners, liquid, and you know, like kohl, and I got some mascara. What else did I get? Got some other stuff, but I wanted to share it with you guys, but it's still not here.
I'm so happy that my makeup actually came. I'm so happy now. Obviously, you see that I got two Fenty items. I got the tinted moisturizer, and I tend to go for the tinted moisturizer simply because foundation's a little too thick for me, and I like the more natural finish, and I kind of like a dewy look, although I'm very oily, so that's my dewy look in itself. But I'm hoping with the setting spray that I actually got in the store, it's like Max Photo Finish, something like that. I got that setting spray. I'm hoping with the combination of all of this, my makeup will actually stay on my face and stay in place, because it's been so difficult. My face is so oily, and I like, if I put eyeliner on, especially underneath, it kind of bleeds underneath my eye and like makes it black, and I'm like, what is going on? So I'm gonna try to see if a combination of all these things will help me. Alright, so this is the MAC Fix It Stay Over stuff I was telling you about, so we'll see if this works. We'll see. And so then I got this little mini tube because makeup is so expensive. I got this mini tube of the Benefit They're Real. I kind of just looked up the best rated. Like when I went on Sephora, I was like, okay, I know I need mascara, so let me just sort it to best rated, and this came up. And I got the little one because it was cheaper. Let me see how the wand looks, because this will determine a lot. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Okay, and the other thing, because lashes obviously are a big deal for me, and I am trying to not wear lashes anymore for a little bit. And so I realized that my lashes just like are sticking straight up like that, and even when I tried to put mascara on, they don't really do much of anything like they used to. So I was like, okay, let me get a lash curler. But because I'm extra, I just had to go and get a heated lash curler, because I didn't even know that was a thing. And when I saw it, I was like, why not try it out? Why not? Hopefully I do not burn my little lashes off, the little lashes that I have left. I'm gonna need some scissors. Hold on. Alright, so I got some scissors to take this part off. Okay, me and these nails. It's gonna have me struggling. Oh, okay. It looks as advertised. I hope it doesn't need batteries, because I don't think oh, it has a little charger. Okay. It looks like a little mascara tube. How do you, okay, just stop. Stop, read instructions. Read instructions before you break it. This is a little lash separator, looks like. So there's that. This is interesting. I've never had one of these. I feel like I could poke my eye out with this though. Like I have really shaky hands. I'm like, I'm gonna poke myself out. Let me put this back. Just put this away. Okay, so let's see. If I can't get this within like 30 seconds, I'm just gonna put it to the side and figure it out later, because y'all shouldn't have to watch me go through this. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. So you see that? And so you would just do it with your lashes like this, and you would use this button to turn it on, and I would use the charger to charge it up. And so it would get hot. Yes. And then I would just do my lashes like that, like you would do with mascara. Okay, let me charge this so I can use it tomorrow. Let's see how this goes. It's cute. See? Not a production, not a production. Okay, moving on to the thing I'm kind of most excited about, because I hate to say I went to the Sephora store and I got gypped. And it was my own fault, quite honestly. It was nobody's fault but my own. Because I went there and I was trying to get my shade match, right? And the girl matched me and everything. We decided that I am an 18. So we go over and of course there's no 18. And so she was like, oh, okay, but we can look at this here because you're kind of neutral, da 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 da. So she pulled like 16, right? Which is like 2 shades lighter. In the store it looked perfectly fine. But then when I went out, like came home and like tried to do it the next day and whatnot, it looked so light and made me feel like so ashy. And I've had her tint before. So I was like, I just know it's because the shade is just not right. It's way too light for me. So I finally got the shade 18. This is my shade. This is the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. It's her Ease Drop tinted skin moisturizer. So if you don't like foundation, which can sometimes be kind of heavy, and you just kind of want a little bit of coverage, check it out. I need my scissors again. Ugh. So this is kind of how it looks. It's like the Easy Drop because it has a little dropper like this. And you can just kind of put some on the back of your hand or whatever you like to do and just go to town. But this is definitely more my shade than what homegirl gave me. And like probably right here it's not gonna look like my shade. And this is gonna piss me off now. This is on my hand too, so it looks different. But this looks a hell of a lot better. Yeah, when you blend that out. And it just feels so nice. Feels really nice. So yeah, that just like made my skin feel like more even. Just gives you a little bit more of a coverage. So got that. Love it. And then I also got, oh my god, this is a splurge because going into my 30s, like, I don't know, I'm having this obsession like with just doing new things. And I'm like, I want to have higher end makeup because I'm older, I deserve it, my skin is getting older, I can't really be using the drugstore stuff anymore. I want a really good perfume. I love Rihanna, I love Fenty, I love the whole brand. And the whole thing is, like, how many times have you heard people say, like, Rihanna smells so good? Like, it's a thing. So I'm like, oh, why would I not get the Rihanna perfume? Now, however, this is the travel size, obviously, because the big bottle was like over $100. I can't even remember. I want to say $140, but I might be making that up. It was high. It was up there, and I just don't have that. So I got the travel size, which was still expensive, but I'm taking this as an investment, and I'll use it, you know, and we'll see how it goes and if I like it. So I got it's just the Fenty Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfum. So let me see. I'm gonna take a spray. Oh. Just gonna let it sit. Oh, I like that. It smells very, oh, it's warm and it's like buttery, it's soft, but it's so interesting. I don't even,
It smells so good. It's kind of like a baby powderish, yet an elevated baby powder with very notes of something else that is just highly expensive. Like, you can smell that. It smells like grown woman. Like, I really, like, I feel like, and this would wear really well throughout the day, and I can definitely feel that it would change on your body, like depending on your chemistry, and have different notes would be picking up throughout the day. But I love this. Oh my gosh, that's lovely. So this is the Eau de Parfum Fenty. I really like that. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna have a signature scent, you guys. Trying to smell like Riri. Oh, I love the way that smells. Okay, so that's that. And then Huda Beauty. I have never owned anything Huda because I was wearing drugstore. And this one is the Creamy Coal. So this is what I would use for under like my eyelid. And again, I literally just went to the categorization or the filters or whatever and put top selling or top rated, and this pulled up. So I have the Creamy Coal Huda Beauty. Hopefully it's in black because that's what I ordered. Yes, this is like lovely packaging. Like, you can just tell a difference in the quality, honestly. Just feeling it, it's like weighty, but like it's just quality. You can tell this is like not cheap at all. I love the little point. Oh my god, I can't wait to use this stuff. Let me put this down so I don't get excited and fuck it up and make myself sad. So yes, this is the extreme black. Thank you very much. Exactly what I wanted. So thank you, Huda Beauty. Can't wait to try this stuff out. And then the last thing I got is liquid liner, because this, along with foundation, this always runs, smudges, whatever. Always an issue for me because I'm like super oily. And again, I did the same thing I've been telling you. I did the filter, and Danessa Myricks Beauty. Now, I've never heard of her, but apparently she has like really, really good shit. Danessa Myricks. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So I'm like, okay, top selling, best rated, and this is onyx. Beautiful packaging in this silver. I feel like I also had Rihanna's Fly liner, whatever, and it was also in a silver packaging like this, but it was a little bit different. But this feels good in your hand. It's very, I like the way that it feels. Danessa Myricks is very clean, sleek. Let me look at this. Oh my god. Oh wow, that's beautiful. I'm about to fuck this shit up. Oh my god, in the best of ways. I'm so excited to expand on my makeup journey, and I really want to see if it makes a difference. So we'll see. I'm trying to grow up and do big girl things, but I'm really excited mostly about my foundation and this perfume. My goodness, it smells delicious. Like, I'm gonna eat myself up. And I do think that eventually I might be able to get use out of the other tinted moisturizer, because in the winter I kind of get really light, and right now it's just hot as hell, so I'm a little bit darker. So we'll see. But I hope that you guys have a lovely, lovely day wherever you are, rest of your evening, or if it's even daytime in your time of the world. I don't know. That's kind of cool, right? But anyway, I will see you guys in another video. I hope you all are well, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.